Okay, so where I live, it's very, very hot. It gets over 100 degrees here. And I have, a bunch of equipment in a shelf. I tried ducting. I tried, grow tents. I tried everything, and everything didn't work. The best thing that worked for me was floor fans and leaving my garage cracked. But that's not a real permanent solution. You get cats coming in, you get bugs coming in, you can get robbers coming in. So, how am I going to survive all this heat without running mechanical cooling in the summer? And what I am doing is a whole house fan. So it's still being installed, but we just got the bones done. And so that is going to be the way that I plan on doing it. That is a 24-inch 3500 CFM house fan. On high right now, it pulls 225 watts. That is a little bit less than what I was pulling with three floor fans, because the floor fans take 65 watts each, and then I was running an AC Infinity duct fan right here to suck all the air out, and that was working, but like I said, I didn't want to keep the garage cracked, so I replaced all the fans with that guy. We're going to install those shutters soon, but how I'm going to keep the garage cracked is I am going to be cutting holes out in the garage and putting vents, louvered vents that have mesh and stuff in them in the garage, and that will be how I do it. So this is how I am getting away with 100-degree weather. It's 95 today, and I have the garage cracked. There's my daughter playing on her bike, but I have the garage cracked, and it is keeping this garage cool. All my equipment is cool. It's 89 degrees out here. It's about 92 outside. It will be up to 95 today. So I will see how this works. I'm going to, I'll give you guys a little update when we finish this up and put the vents in. I'll show you guys what that's like. But out of all the ways so far to keep your equipment cool, I have found that a big exhaust fan is the best way. Either a house fan or putting a big old 24-inch fan on the wall. That's the most efficient way. You start trying to push that stuff through ducts and through filters like this, you might as well run an AC unit and mechanical cooling, because you're going to spend just as much power doing that as you will running one of those. So that's kind of what I came to the conclusion to. So I will catch up with you guys here in a little bit. Okay, so let's see what some of my temperatures are. Here is a all 3090 rig right here. So you got 100, 102, and 104 is the hottest. That's really good for it being, 92 degrees outside. And it's, like I said, about 90 in my garage. Here's an all 3080 and 3080 Ti rig. They're all running really smooth, under 100 on the MIM. Then I got a couple of 12 GPU rigs. Here's a 12 GPU rig. All these temps are fine, but here's like a 3080 in there, Founders Edition, ice cold, 86 degrees on the MIM. And then my red team has got two 3080s in it. The other one has an 86, and the other one's a 98. This one's been repatted, so that's probably why it's so low. But man, everything else is looking good. All my A2000s are looking good. So I'm really happy with that. This is one of the hottest days we've had so far, and you know, really happy with that. Too bad I can't see the 1660 Super temperatures, and then this rig's actually inside my house. But so yeah, so those are kind of my temperatures that I am seeing on a 90 plus degree day. So we will have 100 plus degree days in the future, in the coming months. But where I live, it just kind of spikes in the high 90s every once in a while, and it goes back kind of cold and hot, then cold and hot. So we're getting 95 today, tomorrow, and the next day, and then it's going to drop back down into like the 60s. So that'll be nice. But so far, the house fan is working phenomenally. All right, so here's the finished product. We ended up doing vents all the way across the garage. Yeah, with the whole house fan. So basically with just the 4 vents, it was working, but it was too big of a temperature difference between inside and outside. I had about a 10 degree difference between inside and outside. So I'll crack the garage about this much, and then you'd see about a 1 degree difference between inside and outside. So I added 4 more vents, and now it's basically like having the garage crack like that. There's about a 1 degree difference between inside and outside. So this is absolutely the best way that has worked for me. It was 98 here yesterday, and everything was fine. Every rig was good. I only had 1 card in that rig that was at 108C on the MIM, but it would fluctuate 106 to 108, but everything else in there was 102C to 100C on the MIM, and those are all 3090s, so I was really happy with that. But every other card was fine. Every other card was 102 and below, so I'm happy with that. When your garage is 95, 96 degrees, there's nothing much more you can do. I ran, you can run this, and that actually works. When that card was getting really hot, I turned that on and let it blow some cool air over it for a little bit, and yeah, it dropped it a few C or whatever. But to be honest, the biggest temperature keeper is going to be that big exhaust fan or house fan and these guys. So that's my little update on how I keep my farm cool in the summer. Like I said, this works fine in 96 degree weather. So